Man, college football being back has put me in a great mood. I'm loving it. I'm seeing it. FSU fans are crying. Colorado fans don't know what's about to happen next, and they're having a great time. I'm a Texas fan. We're about to go handle Michigan. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, the AP poll is out. Let's react to the AP poll. But I didn't want to just react to the AP poll. I wanted to get a little, you know what I'm saying, spicy just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know the man, the myth, the legend, Matt B. Gray. He does amazing videos, great stuff. He's a pioneer in the CFB space. I'm going to react to his top 25. There's a one part of this video that's hilarious. We're going to be talking a little bit about Colorado's ranking. Then we're going to roll into Matt's ranking. I'm going to tell you what's wrong with it, and we go from there.
Top 25, they still can get receiving votes. And at the very bottom of this list, I'll highlight it for you. Guess who got a vote to be in the top 25? Colorado. Who in their right mind voted for Colorado to be in the top 25? That's crazy.
Hey, guess what? It's good for business. It's good for business. So
I would understand it if they blew out NDSU, but they did not. And they dang near lost the game on a Hail Mary. Now that I've shown you the rankings from the AP nerds, it's time I show you the only rankings that really matter, and that is the MBG top 10. At number 10 and 9, let's run through these because these don't really need an explanation. I got Utah at 10, Missouri at 9.
All right, starting off, first off, Utah is definitely a top 10 program. They've got a lot of different parts and pieces. They're reloading. Cam Rising's coming back for his 88th season. Missouri probably has one of the best receivers in the nation. I was going to say best receiver heading into this season, but seeing how some of these freshmen are playing, dog, I don't know. But definitely one of the best wide receivers in the nation. They've got themselves a little SEC squad over there. Missouri was shocking people last year. They're on full display, and I think they're going to still shock people and kind of go above even what people are saying. I think they're definitely a tabletop
Self-explanatory. Nobody's going to argue about that in the comment section. Not even
playoff team.
But past Missouri at number 8, this is where things start to get controversial. I got USC. Say what you want about Brian Kelly. You can joke on LSU all you want. But my biggest takeaway from the USC and LSU ball game is that was two really good teams going at it.
Absolutely, two good teams. I want to touch on this a little bit, and we might talk about it a little more because as these teams kind of go through the season, you're gonna see more what the USC really is, what the LSU really is, really see what these identities for these teams are, and then kind of build off from there. But from what we're looking at right now, dog, that USC defense, and this is something that he's going to probably point out. Like I said, I've seen bits and pieces of this video. I wasn't paying attention. I was like doing chores and had it in the background. Shout out Matt, you know what I'm saying? That's what I do. Yeah, so I know, and this is, I mean, it's just a common sentiment. That defense is looking sharp. Number 6 is the most standout player right now. That edge player who looked like a real NFL edge. I don't remember the last time I've seen that in USC since maybe like 2014 eras, like the Sam Darnold eras, back when they had the Leonard Williams and they were pumping out some good players. And not to say they have stopped pumping out good players. I'm not saying that, but number 6, that dude's got some size, he's got some length, he's got some range. He looks like an NFL body out there, and that's really good from the quote unquote soft Pac-12. Reinvigorating themselves and having some real different types of bodies is going to be great for them going against these SEC teams. So
it's just unfortunate
Big
one
Ten
team had to
now.
lose. It didn't matter who won the game. I was not going to come away from it saying, oh, yeah, this team sucks because they lost the game. No. And I'll even eat a little bit crow. And this is for my USC fans, and I know y'all want to hear this. I was severely wrong about the USC defense and their coaching staff. They brought in a new scheme, new players, really knew everything for the defense, and they look good. And we all know that if he can keep this guys enough, how much they
Miami. So the Cam Ward show. Can I be honest with you? I think we're all excited. We're jumping up and down. I think we're underestimating how bad Florida is, right? And I'm not saying Miami should be worse or lower or XYZ. I'm just saying that, and I'm not even saying Matt's not even saying this, but I feel like all these teams right now, besides, I think we can tell that Miami seems to have some more juice than USC, might have more weapons than Missouri, right? Might have more juice than Utah. You could be argued, but these are interchangeable right now. 10 through 7 right now are a bit interchangeable. I just feel like we're very, very high on Miami right now. I'm loving Miami. I'm loving Cam Ward. I'm loving it. I'm not liking those ill-advised throw across your body interceptions for no reasons. I'm not liking that. But we got to understand that Florida is a complete dumpster fire for football right now. I don't know what's happening. Y'all got all the recruits, but nothing's happening. It feels like Texas, like 6 years, 10 years ago. The state, not just what's it called, the university, but more specifically, yeah, man. I'm excited for Miami. I think they can do some great things. I think they can be phenomenal. I want Cam Ward to blossom and be great. And the fact that he was commanding. He was commanding that Miami offense, and that was so good. I think that him and the 29-year-old Mr. McCormick, or 26, I don't know, ninth season, whatever. I think those two can be an interesting tandem. I think they've got some obviously explosive players. Restrepo, it just happens to be open at all times, every time. He reminds me of a little bit of a Ricky Paracel mixed with a little bit of Ladd McConkey. Only Ladd McConkey. I don't mean by like play style. I mean more so the way that he's just open and there in a security blanket, and then a mix of a little bit of Ryan Switzer. Look up that, ladies and gentlemen. He's got shiftiness. He's got suddenness. He's a safety blanket. I felt like he was there for Cam Ward when he needed to. They got themselves a team there, and I mean, Miami defense is going to be a Miami defense. I mean, what are we talking about here? So
they impressed me. It was through the roof. They looked very reminiscent to the old Miami teams. I'm talking about in the 90s. They had swagger, moxie, and most importantly, confidence. It wasn't cockiness, it was confidence, and there's a difference. They look like they can beat everybody. Now, you also got to throw in there, it also helps that Florida's an absolute joke and a crap show right now.
Dumpster
but
fire.
Take nothing away from
Dumpster
Miami.
fire,
Cam
dog.
Ward, whew, that dude could play. I love their running back, Martinez, the offensive line, defense line. Everybody did their part. It was a dominating performance from top to bottom, and if they can keep this up, they will easily be a playoff team. At number 6, this doesn't need an explanation. I got Ole Miss. They stay the same. At number 5.
I want to talk about Ole Miss, though. This is another team. You know, you come out, you blow the top off your opening game. A lot of naysayers naysaying about Mr. Jackson Dart. A lot of naysaying about Quinshon Judkins. I want to talk about first off, the whole Quinshon Judkins, Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, Lane Kiffin. That's a nasty little breakup. I want y'all to look that up. Just recently, Quinshon, Mr. I spin for days, but don't spin in real life, Judkins, went and told the media, yeah, man, it's so interesting to open up in Florida State in front of 100,000 people back in Ole Miss. I had to do away games to get that. I was like, oh, shit, he really don't like these motherfuckers. Like, he really, I think that's nasty. I don't believe Lane when he says it was just about getting more money. And I don't believe Quinshon when he says it's just about wanting to win a championship and X, Y, Z. Sorry, I wasn't trying to make it effeminate, but just like, you know, in the way of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not buying that y'all are both squeaky clean. That's what I meant. I was trying to go squeaky clean. I ain't mean that, Quinshon. That boy can body slam me if he wanted to. Even if you can't spin like you do in the game, we cool, all right? But what I'm trying to say is that that's a whole nasty situation. But Ole Miss blows the team out of the water. They look good. They look like they're clicking on all cylinders. I mean, Ole Miss defense is big, got good size, got NFL players. Y'all know what they're doing, right? They're going to be middle of the pack SEC at the bare minimum, but there's a lot more expectations like there have been in the past years to get something done. I think they can do it. I don't have a lot of faith in Jackson Dart. I don't know. We'll see. I want him to prove me wrong. I think him and K Klubnik are just like they're two lamb shakes away from each other. I don't know. Let's continue.
This has shocked a lot of people, especially on Twitter. It's what everybody's been asking me about, and I will explain my reasoning for this.
Man. Okay, I don't like, and he's going to get into we're going to let him plead his case. What I'll say, I think Notre Dame belongs back in that, when I was talking about the 10 to 8 to 9, those interchangeable teams, I like, we give too much. Okay, I'm a University of Texas fan. Let me put a disclaimer out there, everybody. Disclaimer. Oh, man, Notre Dame, I don't think that Notre Dame is a bad team. I liked what I saw from Notre Dame. I like what I saw from Riley Leonard. I like what I saw from those DBs, dog. Like, I feel like it's similar to USC. Notre Dame is one of those teams that if you give them a good defense, they can go a long way. just because of the way they play football. USC is a different story because they've had such an explosive offense, and it's more about having that yin and yang. With Notre Dame, I feel like you just give them a defense, and offense will slug its way because the way that they've played it. They have one of the best corners in the nation. I thought Will Johnson was just head and shoulders and tails and knees and toes better than everybody. But when I'm seeing number 20 from Notre Dame, what he's doing, seeing him line up in the slot, seeing him line up on the outside, they've got a NFL defense, not just in the ways of the bodies and size and skills, but also the utilization, the smarts, the ability to be able to do what they're doing. So I'm liking what they're cooking, but at the same time, it's Texas A&M, man. And I'm a preface this again. I'm a Texas Longhorn fan, but the Aggies, them cultists, they're overrated every single year. But explain yourself.
I got
Mr. Matt.
Notre Dame. If you are a long-term Matt, are you okay, buddy? Notre Dame at 5? I thought you stated they should be banned from the top 10. How you got them at 5? Hey, I'm just about as shocked as you. You know if I have Notre Dame at 5, it has to mean something. Because I'm a professional Notre Dame hater. But I tell you what, I love Marcus Freeman. I love everything he's about. And that defense, they gave A&M problems. And when I mean problems, let me break it down.
Problems, dog.
Wigman didn't even know what was going on.
Connor Wegman was throwing up like randomly on the sideline. He was seeing ghosts. Shout out to Sam Darnold. Homie was just dribbling up, spitting up mid play. I've never seen that from a quarterback. I've seen that from an offensive line, defensive line. I've seen it from the big dogs. I've never seen a quarterback just straight on the chin strap too. Homie didn't even you know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking about that. I'm sorry. I never played big bad college football. I was almost a professional D3 player. Professional D3. I was almost recruited for D3, which means I didn't have a chance. But in saying that, I did play high school. I did wear a chin strap, and throwing up into it the way that he did, just straight, like, I don't want to put that in the video. Not only because I'm terrible at editing, but also because I don't think anybody with clean eyes needs to see that. But that boy was seeing all types of things. That defense was putting them boys in a tizzy. And it's weird. I think it's just the gold helmets. But more specifically, I know we talked about Georgia Tech and how multiple they've been and the mixing up. When it came to I was Boston College and what they did to Florida State. Reminiscent to that of what they did with Texas A&M. What Notre Dame did to Texas A&M. But I say Notre Dame did it in the actual NFL way, right? Disguising coverages, taking your best player, putting them in the slot, making them follow people. Like they did a lot of dynamic things with their defense to put Wegman in a terrible position. And I know Mr. Matty's going to be talking about like, oh, Wegman's not, he's not a bad quarterback. I think he's just mid. I think he's garbanzo beans. I got to be honest with you. I hope he sprouts out and does great. Not really, because I hate the Aggies, but as the kid, as the guy, I hope he does good. I hope he stops throwing up into his chin strap, because that's not going to be great.
Going on, he couldn't even read the defense. And it's not that Wigman's not a good quarterback. No, I think he's one of the better young quarterbacks in the SEC. It's more of a testimony to how unreal the Notre Dame secondary was. Wigman did struggle, by far one of the worst performances I've seen him have. But the wide receivers, they couldn't get open. If you like defense as much as myself, although I know we glorify offense in the modern era, it was a masterpiece. I know some people might say, well, Matt, what about the offense? And to tell you the truth, I'm safe.
But I guess, that's my thing. That's my crux, and that's why I don't like even Notre Dame being above Ole Miss. I know, first off, it's important to be able to beat an SEC team as the independent. It's important to go to links and show, hey, what do you actually have as a team, and not just blow things out. But, I mean, Miami looked like a well-oiled machine. Not to say Notre Dame didn't. Not to say they didn't, but this thing right here, this team right here, I think it's a little too low, dog. I got to be honest with you. I think they should be above Texas, and I'm a Texas fan. This is the most complete team in all of college football. We knew that coming into it. Maybe Alabama. Alabama's close. But Ohio State, dog. They go as far as, I was going to say Will Howard. Who cares? They go as far as Jeremiah Smith will take them. Jeez. The kid's a problem. Let me let him yap for a second.
The final score, 52-6, 52-3, something like that. They won by a bunch of points. But what I said about Will Howard months ago, it actually was spot on. He's not better than Kyle McCord. If anything, he's just as good as him. I was not impressed in Ohio State's opening day performance. I'm not worried about him, so don't get it twisted. I just wasn't impressed. I was more impressed by two other teams I'm about to get to, Alabama and Texas. And speaking of them, I got them at number 3 and 2. Alabama's defense looked elite.
First off, let's not be muted. Let's break it down. The full list is the whole cat's out the bag. Matt, you're wrong. Your ranking is wrong. This is terrible. This is an awful list. You know why it's such a terrible list, huh? You know why I hate this list so much? You know why Matt is wrong? I just want to flip Ohio State and Texas. That's it. I want to flip Ohio State and Texas. That's it. I gotta be honest with you. Georgia is clearly heads, shoulders, knees and toes, the best team in the nation. I don't know what to tell you. They were the best team in the nation last year, but we ain't gotta talk about that. The Kirby Smart's got a dang wagon. The only thing that's gonna stop them is police department, Clark County, the police department, because that's the county that Athens is in. Them Hellcats getting shut down every other day. Them big bad Teslas getting nommed down. Whatever they're doing down there in Athens these days, just keep the coppers away. Because if you do, then Georgia's winning another national championship. They got people and places and spaces and everything. They seem so multiple. They have depth. They remind you of, guess who? Alabama. I mean, look, you're going to have a Nick Saban disciple basically run his play at this point. Now without the, the influence of Nick Saban, even though he's still a presence in Alabama from what we know. Kirby Smart has the blueprint written down on his hand, and he's running it to the ground in the best way possible for him. Besides the culture thing. And we do need to have that conversation in another video. Texas at number 2, I think it's wrong. I think we did. First off, I didn't expect us to blow the doors off of Colorado State like we did. Colorado State they're not bums. They're a respectful football team. So for us to do that, I was like, hey, Isaiah Bond fixing helmets in it. Ryan Wingo being like the highest graded freshman. Wide receiver, I think PFF says, but I mean, who cares what PFF says? But regardless, the only reason why I want to put Ohio State up there is just that when I look at Ohio State's roster, this is just looking at rosters. When I look at Alabama's roster, I just think they have more places and paces and spaces to go. Now, something that does make it great for Texas, and it's something I hated last year, but at this point in this year, I'm kind of happy about it. We got 2 quarterbacks, dog. 2 of them. Dog. So I'm very, very happy and excited and elated about that. Alabama, I think they look better. I think people do not respect Jalen Milroe enough. I respect Jalen Milroe, and I know Texas. Last time we played him, we won, but the fear, and I always talk about this when I talk about Jalen Milroe. People say you're glazing, and I like Krispy Kreme. Anyway, what I'm trying to get across is that in college football specifically, the deadliness of a quarterback that can run is just, I don't think there's another, even high school. I don't think there's another football area or football level than college that's more important to be able to have your quarterback be a dual threat. It's college football, just like most football. It's space and matchups, man. Space and matchups, and I can use my quarterback as that number 11, right? And I can use, instead of having my running back and matching, hat to hat on a sweep, I do that with my quarterback and have my running back be an extra hat to take me out where I need to go. Like it really opens up and it forces defenses to play vanilla as possible, and with the world of college football being advanced like it is and advancing like it is, these defenses are trying to as well. So if you're gonna get them locked into a base cover 2, base cover 3, and just say, hey, I'm gonna have to force you to play numbers because my quarterback is probably the deadliest runner on this field, it's gonna put some people in some interesting spots. So that's the only thing I would change, Mr. Matty. I'd probably move Notre Dame all the way down here to 7. Switch Notre Dame and Miami. Boom, Miami number 5. And I know I crapped on Miami. And then switch Texas and old Ohio State, and we're good to go there. You let me know what was wrong with my different rankings. I'm gonna do my own rankings and review it as well. This video just kind of drowned out a little bit, but you go in Matt's comment and say, hey, You're wrong, son. Leave a like on this video if you like it, dislike if you didn't like it. Tell me if you're enjoying these different types of videos with more college football. Look, we're in the season. I'm trying to enjoy it the best we can, man. What do you want to see content-wise, man? Who's your team for college football? And you'd be amazing. You'd be phenomenal. You'd be great. See you next time.